Homepage. In the Report Generator section, the Merge Report section is added. Here, you can merge the added reports. 3 options: continuous page numbering, table of contents, and delete added report files are created to continuously number the pages, tabling of the report lists, and the absence of the report files are created separately from each test file respectively. These options are enabled by default. AMT Sequencer. 2 new test cases are added in the simulation section called double fault and parallel line. Bugs and other test case problems are fixed as well. In vector view, if any of the vectors in the show arrow column were false, the true label would not change the status correctly. This is now fixed in the new version. When a state type is unharmonic, you can select the type interharmonic or orders. Interharmonic mode is the same as before. Orders mode can only be used in one state. In this case, you can add different harmonics to the table by using the Add New Row and Remove Selected Row buttons. Since the sampling speed of the AMT105 device for actuals is 400 microseconds and the speed of making the diagram is 10 microseconds, so in this case, for actuals, it does not actually represent the exact of what was injected. The number of signals selected in hardware configuration, mag and phase columns for each signal in the harmonic order section are added. Medium modules. In all medium modules with pickup drop-off test, if it was changed in the pre-fault time setting tab, it would not have been applied to signal view in the pickup drop-off tab. This is now fixed in the new version. AMT-VI is starting. The pickup drop-off tab is added in this room. In the pickup drop-off tab, Draw Straight Line option is added to VI starting characteristic. By enabling this option, the user can only draw the right line. You can also use the Q shortcut key. A marker is added to the lines drawn in the pickup drop-off tab, which is moved by moving the cursor in the signal view. AMT distance. By clicking on Medium Detail View, the software crashed. That is now fixed. It is possible to see the information of each zone after the test is created. The ground coefficient for each zone is created both in AMT distance and in AMT sequencer. In AMT distance, grounding factor for phase to ground fault option is considered, where the ground coefficient of different zones is presented by its value and mode. In this section, there is always a general grounding factor option. This option related to the main ground coefficient, which is determined in the grounding factor section. By selecting each option, the number of voltage, the amount of voltage and current for signal phase fault changes to the ground. Also, in AMT sequencer, for when you want to see the impedance trajectory, this option is the same as in the design distance at the bottom of the impedance view. AMT differential. If there was a direction on the third coil in the supply direction section, by changing the number of trans coil from 3 to 2, the software would have crashed, which is now fixed. Current transformer. The bugs and polarity test problems are fixed in the excitation test tab. After completing the first stage of saturation test by DC method, the results of conversion ratio test for the user are displayed in the CTR field. In previous versions, in the secondary burden section, after loading the test file, the nominal current wasn't shown correctly, which is now fixed. In the test settings section, by converting the CT core type from measuring to protection, the standard test table image of the conversion ratio couldn't be updated, which is now fixed. In the ratio and polarity section before the test, the possibility of displaying the percentage of injectable current to the nominal current is added. In previous versions, in the ratio and polarity section, the percentage of the equivalent current ratio of the injected voltage wasn't calculated correctly, which is now fixed in the new version. The actual RCT to ratio V field is also added in this section. If its value is calculated in the winding resistance tab, this field takes its value from this tab. Otherwise, the value is taken from what is written on the test object tab. In the CT saturation test, when the wirings are not properly connected or the saturation current is below 1 milliampere or 2 saturation points are found, a message is displayed to the user. Circuit breaker. In the test object tab, the operating time section, by adjusting the maximum time and minimum time, these values are calculated in milliseconds, causing problems in the evaluation section in the timing resistance section. This is now fixed. Capacitor voltage transformer. With removing the row in the data table in the test object section, the software crashed. It is now fixed. Transformer. In single phase mode, by adding rows to the table, the software faults when changing tabs from table to plot. This is now fixed in the new version. Resistance. The impedance test tab is added to this room.